Hi Ryan. Hi Ryan.
Hi, Malak.
Ryan, هنا. Ryan.
Hi, Dina.
I'm not with the car. I'm not in the car with you, Ryan.
Hi. Hi Ryan.
Hi, Malak.
Ryan.
Sorry.
Hi, Malak, how are you?
Hi, Saja.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Rudaina.
Hi, Ryan.
Judy, Julie.
Hi Bilal.
Hi, Judy.
Hi Bilal.
Hi, hi, hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Bilal. Bilal.
Hi, Lara.
Lola.
Lara.
Hello, Hassan.
Hi, everyone.
Hola, Hassan. Hola.
ايش تبغى انت؟
Hola, Hassan. Hola.
Okay, boys and girls, grade 3, let's start. Okay, let's start our lesson today. Open your science book, page 432. Okay, why does the moon's shape change? Why? Now, today we will see why. Okay, you know, like Earth, the moon rotates and revolves. Yes, teacher. Like Earth, the moon rotates and revolves. It rotates on its axis and revolves around Earth. But unlike Earth, what about the moon? Unlike Earth, the moon takes about 27 Earth days to complete one rotation. Okay, grade 3. Again, unlike Earth, the moon takes about 27 Earth days to complete one rotation. Okay, you know that the moon is the closest natural object to Earth. Again, grade 3, the moon is the closest natural object to Earth. Listen to me good, okay? I'll ask you all. Okay, Farouk? Again, the moon is the closest natural object to Earth, okay? You know also that the moon is the brightest object in the night sky. Yes, the moon is the brightest object in the night sky. Listen to this video.
We all know that the moon is a sphere, so why doesn't it appear spherical all the time? Before looking at the answer to this, we need to consider how the moon, the sun, and the earth are connected. The moon rotates around the earth. The moon takes approximately 27.3 days to complete one orbit of the earth. The earth rotates around the sun. The earth takes approximately 365.24 days to complete one orbit of the sun. As the moon orbits the earth in this way, only 1/2 of its surface is always illuminated by the sun. And generally, it's only this illuminated half of the moon that's visible to us. The proportion of the illuminated half of the moon visible to us varies from 100%, the full moon, to 0%, the new moon. The appearance of the moon is categorized into 8 phases called lunar phases. These phases are determined by the relative positions of the moon, the earth, and the sun. Phase 1 is called the new moon. In this phase, none of the illuminated half of the moon is visible to us on Earth. Phase 2 is called the waxing crescent moon. Phase 3 is called the first quarter moon. Phase 4, the waxing gibbous moon.
Okay, grade 3. So sometimes you can even see the moon during the day. You know this? Yes, teacher, sometimes you can see the moon during the day, but it doesn't look as bright as it does at night. Again, you can see the moon during the day, but it doesn't look as bright as it does at night. Okay, sunlight that reflects off the moon is only a little brighter than sunlight that passes through it. Okay, did you know that we always see the sun side of the moon? Yes, teacher, we sometimes cannot see the moon at night. Sometimes you can't see the moon at night. Okay, listen. Okay, Ibrahim.
Phase 5 is called the full moon. At this point, 100% of the illuminated half of the moon is visible to us. Phase 6 is called the waning gibbous moon. Phase 7, the last quarter moon. Phase 8, the final phase, is called the waning crescent moon. This is the last phase before the next new moon.
Okay, grade 3. I'll choose one to solve this checkpoint. Okay, checkpoint page 433. Who can solve it? Who can solve it? Fatima. Who can solve it? Who? Mishari. Rina. Malik. You can solve the checkpoint, Malik?
Yeah.
Yes, Malik. Read the checkpoint. What are two ways the moon moves? Solve, ya Malik. Yes.
When
Yes.
Earth, the moon moves around the Earth.
Very good. When the moon revolves around the Earth, and when the moon rotates on its axis. Okay, Abdurrahman Mughazi, all of you put sticky notes and solve it. What are two ways the moon moves? The moon rotates on its axis and revolves around Earth. Okay, Fatima? Ghina? Okay, boys? Abdullah Al-Harbi. What are two ways the moon moves? The moon rotates on its axis and revolves around Earth. Okay? Okay, grade 3. Turn the page. Turn the page. Okay, turn the page. We will talk about the lunar cycle. Okay? Yes, the lunar cycle.
Hello, kids. Space Girl Planetarium welcomes you to this show on the lunar cycle. Have you ever seen the moon on a clear night sky? If you observe the moon carefully.
Listen, grade 3. Listen. On some night, the moon looks like a star. Yes, bright light in the night sky. Yes, the patterns of changes in predict and inter-pattern repeats itself about every 4 weeks. Take care, grade 3. The patterns or the shapes of this moon repeat itself about every 4 weeks or 29.5 days. Okay, 4 weeks or what? 29.5 days. Okay? Okay, grade 3? Yes. Each different way that the moon looks is a phase. Study it with me, put line under it. Phase. What is the meaning of phase? Each different way that the moon looks. Again, each different way that the moon looks. Again, phase, each different way that the moon looks. This is called what? Phase. Okay? You can see more and more of the moon until you see a full moon. Yes, you sometimes see full moon and you sometimes see a new moon. This new moon, you can't see moon at all. Yes, again, new moon, you can't see you can't see the moon at all. Again, grade 3, full moon. Full moon, you can't see the moon at all. This is new moon. But full moon, you can see more and more of the moon until you see a full moon. But new moon, no, you can't see the moon at all. Okay? Let's listen to this video.
You would have seen that it doesn't look the same on all nights. On some nights, the moon is big and round, and on others, it is a light in the sky. Have you ever wondered why the moon looks different every night?
Listen, grade 3.
You'll be surprised to know that the way our moon looks to us is not as much about the moon as it is about the sun and the earth. Strange, isn't it? Let's understand how. The moon always has a spherical shape like a basketball, but it doesn't always look that way to us. We always see exactly half of the moon. Some of the time, that half is lit by the sun and we see it. At other times, it isn't lit by the sun at all and we can't see it. Most of the time, the part of the moon that we see is partially lit by the sun and partially shadowed. The moon looks different to us depending on where it is in orbit. Remember,
Again, grade 3, and take care. Full moon and new moon. Full moon, you can see more and more of the moon, okay? But new moon, you can't see the moon at all, okay? What is the meaning of lunar eclipse, teacher? What is the meaning of lunar eclipse? Lunar eclipse is caused by the positions of Earth and Moon of certain times. At certain times. Put line under it. Okay, Rudaina, Malak, Ali, Alia, all of you grade 3. Grade 3. Akram, Doha, put line under it. Doha, yes, what? Where? Page 434. Page 434, ya Doha. Lunar eclipse. Okay, Doha? Okay, Ellen? Judy and Julie. Page 434. Page 434. Lunar eclipse. Again? Yes, study it with me. Lunar eclipse is caused by the positions of Earth and the Moon at certain times. Okay? When the Moon moves behind Earth, Earth blocks sunlight from reaching the Moon. Look, do you see it? Again, when the Moon moves behind Earth, Earth blocks sunlight from reaching the Moon. Earth makes a shadow on the Moon. Again, Earth makes a shadow on the Moon. The shadow slowly moves over and covers the Moon. The shadow then moves off the Moon. Okay, grade 3? Listen.
the moon revolves around the Earth once every 29 days. In other words, once a month. As the moon moves around our Earth, we'll see a different part of it lit by the sun. When the moon is on one side of the Earth and the sun is on the other, we see one half of the moon that is bright with sunlight. This moon is called the full moon because we see a full round moon. Each of the positions of the moon in orbit has a name. Let's look at what they are. When less than half of the moon is lit by the sun, it is called a crescent. When more than half of the moon is lit by the sun, it is called a gibbous. Waxing gibbous indicates the part of the moon that is lit and growing, whereas waning gibbous is the part of the moon that...
Yes, now look in your science book, page 435. Next page, the lunar cycle. Do you see it, this lunar cycle? Make 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1, new moon, okay? Write it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, grade 3, write Ibrahim. New moon, look, new moon phase, none of the moon appears, yeah? New moon, you can see the moon? No, none of the moon appears, okay? So new moon, none of the moon appears. Number 2, first quarter phase. First quarter phase, about a week after a new moon. The moon looks like a half circle. Do you see it? First quarter phase, the moon looks like what? A half circle. Again, grade 3, new moon, none of the moon appears lit. Again, new moon, none of the moon appears lit. But first quarter phase, number 2, first quarter phase, yes, teacher, the moon looks like a half circle. Number 3, full moon. Full moon, you see all the lit half of the moon, it looks like a circle. Do you see it? Full moon. Do you see full moon phase? It looks like a circle. Okay? Third quarter phase. In about a week, there will be a new moon phase again. Third quarter phase will be a new moon phase again. Okay? Okay, Rokan? Lunar cycle. Okay, lunar cycle. First one, teacher, new moon. A new moon, none of the moon appears lit. First quarter phase, the moon looks like a half circle. Full moon phase, it looks like a circle. Quarter phase, new moon phase again. Okay, and what is the meaning of phase? Study it with me. Phase, each different way that the moon looks. Okay, complete.
Is lit and shrinking. Based on what we just learned, let's look at the different phases of the moon. There are 8 phases in all. We'll now explore each phase of the moon. The lunar cycle begins with the new moon phase, when the moon is not visible from the Earth. This is because the half of the moon that faces away from the Earth is lit, and we only see the dark half. During the waxing crescent phase, we begin to see a very small part of the moon lit by the sun, but most of it is still shadowed. In the first quarter phase, only one half of the moon is visible from the Earth. This is because the right half of the moon appears lit, and the left side of the moon is still shadowed. In the waxing gibbous phase, more than half of the moon appears lit by the sun. When you see a waxing gibbous moon, you know that a full moon is just a few days away. During the full moon phase, the moon is on one side of the Earth and the sun is on the other. The sun illuminates the half of the moon that faces the Earth directly, and the moon looks like a full round circle. In the waning gibbous phase, the other half of the moon is lit by the sun, and we see it looking like a little less than a whole circle. The waning gibbous moon looks like it is shrinking, doesn't it? But it's not. In the third quarter phase, the left half of the moon appears lit, and the right side of the moon appears dark. During the waning crescent phase, the moon looks like a crescent. This moon signals the beginning of a new cycle and means that you will see the new moon in a few days. Here is a quick quiz on the lunar cycle. You need to identify the phases of the lunar cycle based on pictures of the moon you see on screen.
Okay, grade 3. Now, phases of the moon, or we called it lunar cycle. First one, new moon. None of the moon appears lit. First quarter phase, the moon looks like a half circle. Full moon phase, it looks like a circle. The moon looks like a circle. Third quarter phase, new moon phase again. Okay? Who can solve this checkpoint? Lara? Yes, Lara, solve question number 1.
How much of the moon it's lit by sunlight?
Yes.
The moon rolled into the axis around the Earth?
Yes, half the moon, yes, is lighted by sunlight. Yes, very good, Lara. Put sticky notes and solve it, grade 3. How much of the moon is lit by sunlight? Half the moon is lighted by sunlight. Who can solve question number 2? Who can solve the question number 2? Malak Ahmed Saad? Yes, you can solve it.
of Earth causes a lunar
Eclipse.
eclipse.
Lunar eclipse. Repeat it again more, grade 3. Lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. Again, Malak, what position of Earth causes a lunar eclipse? Yes?
The moon?
Eclipse occurs when the moon moves behind the Earth. Okay? When the moon moves behind.
Behind the Earth.
Very good. When the moon moves behind the Earth. Okay, grade 3. Now open your workbook. Open your workbook. Page 134.
Teacher, I finish.
Page 144. Yes, page 144. Time? Yes. The question number 1.
A reversion is one complete spin.
No, yeah, time. Page 144. Yes.
Is one complete trip around.
Page 144.
Yes.
In your workbook.
Okay.
The moon reflects sunlight. Yes, true or not true?
True.
True, very good. Super time. The moon reflects light. Yes, true. True. Muhammad Isam. Muhammad Isam. Solve the question number 2.
False.
Read it again, Muhammad Isam. The moon, I can't hear you. The moon changes shape each month. False. Very good. It's false. So number 2, false. Number 2, false. Okay, grade 3. Doha. Doha.
Yes, teacher.
Read question number 3.
The moon reflects 4 faces, each 29
29.5 days. Yes.
True.
True. Very good. Super girl. True. Super. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page, grade 3. Asil. Yes. Read question number 1. Asil.
Each different way the moon looks. Face.
Face. Very good. Super girl. Face. Each different way the moon looks called face. Very good.
Face.
Yes. Rakan. Yes, Rakan.
When Earth blocks sunlight from reaching the moon.
Yes.
A.
A. Very good. Read it, Rakan. Read it. Lunar.
Lunar eclipse.
Very good.
Eclipse.
Super boy. Lunar eclipse. Okay. Lunar eclipse. Very good. Akram. Akram. Solve the question number 3. Yes. Number 3. It takes the moon about 29 days to complete one rotation. True or false? It takes about 29 days to complete one rotation. It takes what? 27. Yes, it's a false. Very good, Akram. False. Yes. False. It takes 27 days. Ruqayya,
Yes.
read question number 4.
The moon makes its own light. False.
False. Very good. Ryan Abdu, read question number 5.
During a new moon, the moon looks like a hand circle. False.
False. Very good. Super boy. Super boy. Abdurrahman Imad,
Yes.
number 6.
The moon looks like a half circle drawing the first square moon. True.
True. Very good. Super boy. Super boy. Ali, read question number 7.
Thank you.
The full moon looks like the circle. Yes.
True.
Very good. Super boy, Ali. The full moon looks like a circle. True. Last question, Rudaina.
The lighted half of the moon can always be seen from Earth.
True. Not true.
True.
Not true.
Rudaina, not true. Rudaina, it's not true. Yes, very good, Rudaina. The lighted half of the moon can always be seen from Earth. No, not true. Very good, Rudaina. Thank you, grade 3.
Just across the book.
Yeah. Now you understand it?
Yes.
You do the homework now?
Yes, I do it.
Yes, complete listen to this video.
Quarter phase. Waxing gibbous phase. Full moon phase. Waning crescent phase. Waning gibbous phase.
I'll start it from again.
Show on the lunar cycle. Have you ever seen the moon on a clear night sky?
Listen,
If
listen.
you've observed the moon carefully, you would have seen that it doesn't look the same on all nights. On some nights, the moon is big and round, and on others, it is a thin slice of light in the sky. Have you ever wondered why the moon looks different every night? You will be surprised to know that the way our moon looks to us is not as much about the moon as it is about the sun and the earth. Strange, isn't it? Let's understand how. The moon always has a spherical shape like a basketball, but it doesn't always look that way to us. We always see exactly half of the moon. Some of the time, that half is lit by the sun and we see it. At other times, it isn't lit by the sun at all, and we can't see it. Most of the time, the part of the moon that we see is partially lit by the sun and partially shadowed. The moon looks different to us depending on where it is in orbit. Remember, the moon revolves around the Earth once every 29 days. In other words, once a month. As the moon moves around our Earth, we see a different part of it lit by the sun. When the moon is on one side of the Earth and the sun is on the other, we see one half of the moon that is bright with sunlight. This moon is called the full moon because we see a full round circle. Each of the positions of the moon in
Now we will define phase again. Study it with me, grade 3. Phase, each different way that the moon looks. Again, because I'll ask you, I'll choose someone and define it, okay? Phase, each different way that the moon looks. Phase, each different way that the moon looks. Who can define it? Who can define it, boys? Muhammad Bandar. Face. Each different way that the moon looks.
It's different.
Yes.
Why
Each different.
that?
Yes.
It's different
Way
way
that the moon looks.
way moon looks.
Very good. Farouk. Yes. Face. Define face, Farouk. Face. Each different way that the moon looks.
That the moon look.
Very good. Judy and Jury. Who can define face? Judy and Jury. Yes. Julie. Face. Each different way. Different way that the moon. That the moon looks. Very good. Rima. Rima. Face. Rima. Define face. Yes. Each different way that the moon looks. Define it, Rima. Okay. Rena, you can define face?
Each different way that the moon looks.
Very good, super girl. Each different way that the moon looks. Very good. Time. True or false time? The moon makes its own light. Time. The moon makes its own light. I can't hear you. Mishari? Mishari?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mishari.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. True or false, Mishari? The moon makes its own light?
False.
False. Very good. Very good, Michelle. The moon makes its own light? No. False. Very good. Say Malik. Malik. True or false, Malik? During a new moon, moon looks like a half circle. New moon. The moon looks like a half circle. New moon. Malik, during a new moon, the moon looks like a half circle. No, very good. Very good, Malik. It's false. Because during a new moon, none moon appear, yeah? Very good. Abdurrahman Mughazi?
Yes.
Abdurrahman? True or false, Abdurrahman? The full moon looks like a circle. The full moon looks like a circle.
True.
True, very good. Super boy. Bilal?
Yes.
Yes. You can define face. Face.
Face.
Each
Is how the moon looks.
Very good. Very good, Bilal. Each different way that the moon looks. Okay, thank you, grade 3.
What?
Thank you.
We are dead.
Bye.
Less than 1 minute left. We are dead.
Yes, 1 minute.
Bye, teacher.
Okay, thank you, grade 3.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, grade 3.
We're gone. We're gone. Bye. Less than 1 minute.